Hey, it's your local baby daddy, Trell.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This Mill.
That should always catch him off guard. And this is ego aside.
I didn't think you was gonna say that shit.
I would ask you how you doing, but we actually roll here today, man. So
yeah,
I know how you doing.
How you
we
doing?
Got turned up.
Surgery. You
surgery.
Just fresh out of surgery. Got the sling on.
Fresh out of surgery. I know y'all see the crip, man. I'm having a lot of complications here trying to make sure everything stays down.
But it was a successful surgery.
It was a successful surgery. Shout out to Mill. He did make sure I was good. He took me to my surgery and made sure I got back safely. You know, he been looking out for a brother. Yes, we are friends outside of the podcast, so you know.
I feel like that's weird when people don't really know each other outside of it. They just do it for the.
That is weird. Like, how can you communicate with each other and have a true conversation? But I mean, you know, sometimes you do meet random people that you could just talk to, but this ain't that.
Faking the funk, bro.
Faking the funk.
Faking the funk, bro.
Yeah, man. So as you know, it is Women's History Month, and we do have our Woman of the Week. This week's Woman of the Week is Nikki Giovanni. She is a poet, activist, and currently a professor at Virginia Tech. She was originally born as Yolanda Cornelia Giovanni Jr.
That's a lot.
Yes, it is. Her last name, like she was a junior. You don't hear that a lot.
That's what I was saying. I never met a female that was a junior.
Yeah, but she was though. So
how? I feel like it can be a junior, but
yeah, I mean, because you know, most of the time, sometimes you like name like females are mostly named like that to their great grandmother or aunt or something like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just to give you some things about Nikki Giovanni. First time I found out about Nikki Giovanni, I was actually watching an interview that her and James Baldwin had on Soul, and just her perspective, just the way that she shined light on a lot of things that, you know, as a man you wouldn't think about. It was just very passionate to me. I really like Nikki Giovanni. She, with her poetry, she speaks through her poetry the African American experiences that they went through during those times, like in the 1960s, 1970s, you know, and thus on. And she continues to write poems and does things that actually just gives an example to the world, you know, of what African Americans go through and what we experience in life. So, you know, that's why I wanted to, you know, shine a light on her. A lot of people don't know about Nikki Giovanni, you know, and
I wasn't too hip to Nikki Giovanni, bro. But
yeah,
you put me. I seen bits and pieces of her and James Baldwin interview. Mm-hmm. I know you're a huge James Baldwin fan,
right?
You know, and you made me want to tap into her.
Yeah,
I just like her approach. Her approach is different than the usual.
Right.
She put her approach through her art, so through her writings, through her poems, through her books. You know, and through education. Right. She wanted to re-educate people on things. And right. Her consistency is outstanding. You know, consistency is what nothing can fail if you have consistency. Right. And her big message, what I feel like is, you know, believing in yourself, loving yourself, self-love, and everything you have that you want to do is already in you. You got the power. You know.
Right. I mean? And that's the biggest thing. Like, she does go about a different way. She's not necessarily, you know, she wasn't the one back in the day on the stand, you know, making the speeches on the stand, but through her art, you know, she actually put out, you know what I'm saying, that's where her activism came through. That's where she really shined as an activist. You know what I mean? And that's huge and a big light. One of the craziest things about Nikki Giovanni is she actually published her first book. So like her first poet book, she had to publish herself. So she went to a publisher that didn't want to publish her. So at the time, it was a lot more easier, of course. You know, $100, she could get 100 copies. You know what I'm saying? And so what she did, she made 100 copies of her book, and she actually ended up publishing herself for the very first time. So like that's just groundbreaking.
Unheard of, bro. Nobody's doing that right now.
No, nobody's doing that. Nobody has the power to be able to publish themselves, where it actually ends up going to that, you know what I'm saying, that point or at that status of where she is. I mean, not saying that it can't be done, but like during that time, it was a lot more easier for it to be done. You know what I mean? she was Grammy nominated for her first spoken word that was recorded. She was Grammy nominated. She graduated from a HBCU, Fisk University, in Tennessee. And then she went on to Pennsylvania and Columbia, where she actually didn't receive like a degree, basically off of technicalities, because so the degree program, the grad program, was she was supposed to write a book by the end of the 2 years, but she finished writing the book early. So she finished like writing like a year early. So she
was too good for the program,
basically, and so they didn't give her a degree. And like it's funny because I had like read something where like she still goes back and forth with like Columbia about that. And
that's the school she went to?
Yeah, she went to Pennsylvania and Columbia.
Oh, okay.
So for her grad program.
And she's still alive.
Yes.
You got to give people their flowers while they're alive.
Yes. Currently teaching at Virginia Tech. She is a professor there, a literature professor there. She was actually there during the Virginia Tech shooting. You remember that?
She was there.
Yeah, she was there
at the school.
Yeah, she wrote a poem on that situation, and
she's been through a lot, bro.
Yeah,
she's seen so many different generations and different waves of people, and because she was born in like the 40s, right? She's like 77, right?
Right, yeah. 77, yeah. So the quote that we have from Nikki Giovanni is: "Deal with yourself as an individual, worthy of respect, and make everyone else deal with you the same way." That's deep, man.
That's hard, yo. It's just like, know who you are, and then, don't change for the world. You make the change that you want to make inside the world. You know what I mean? Right. Let everybody conform around you instead of conforming to everybody else. So once you know who you are and believe in who you are, then it doesn't really matter about what everything else is going on. Because you're just comfortable in being you. Yeah. And as a result of that, everybody else will just be around you in comfort too. So it's not even you just conforming to everybody else. You just comfortable. It's just comfort.
I think that's really huge, especially in the times that we live in of social media. Like we talked about in the last episode, realizing that you have to set a standard for yourself first. And once you set that standard for yourself, everybody else will already know how to react to you and how to treat you. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be the other way around. You shouldn't wait to see how somebody treats you or how people treat you and then, oh, this is how I deserve to be treated. You should know who you are as an individual and what you stand on, and then you get to a point of where everybody else, okay, she not gonna take that. They're not gonna take that.
You know, with none of that. No.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not putting up with that. I'm not putting up with no disrespect. And once you set that standard, now people know, okay, I gotta come correct when I'm talking to this person.
But that's the thing though. Like you said, that individuality is not common now.
No.
It's like everybody's the same. Everybody falls a part of a group instead of trying to figure out who they are. So they even skipping the first part. The first part of our quote, they not figuring out who they are as an individual.
Right.
They're just trying to join some group because they have similar beliefs and they're not independent researchers, not independent thinkers. They're going with the ideas that are similar to the majority of the same people that follow them.
Right.
You know,
that's big. The first word is like deal. Yeah. Deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to deal with who you are and whom you are. You know what I'm saying? It's huge. It's a big part of life. And once you understand whom you are, you really will realize how much you eliminate from your life and how much drama you eliminate from your life. You know what I'm saying? Once you understand who you are.
That's something, yo.
Yeah, it is, man.
A lot of people don't understand that. Because a lot of people will blame you for doing what's best for you.
Right.
Because when you realize that you've had enough of somebody and they bullshit, they BS, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm gonna say BS and bullshit. I don't care. But when you do what's best for you, they blame you. But I'm just doing what's best for me. You gotta respect it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nikki Giovanni, yo.
Yeah, Nikki Giovanni, man. Our woman of the week, man. I really enjoy listening to her. You can find her poetry on Apple Music where you can actually listen to it. So yeah, man.
You got a recommendation, bro? Like some good poems?
I would say Ego. Ego is a good one. There's also All Eyes on You that she actually made in dedication to Tupac's death.
So she's a Tupac fan.
Yes, she actually has Thug Life tattooed on her.
Nikki Giovanni got Tupac tattooed on her.
No, not Tupac. Thug Life.
Oh, well, Thug Life.
Right.
His philosophy.
Right. So, but she is a Tupac fan. Like, and I believe they had some encounters. I don't know for a fact. Don't quote me on that, but they did have some encounters. But yeah, start off with those two, man, and you'll definitely enjoy those. Yeah, man, she's on Apple Music, so check her out. But moving along,
shout out to that good sister.
Yeah,
People's Choice. The People's Choice. The People's Choice.
Explain the People's Choice, man, and where it stems from. Where we got this one from.
So, what's her name? Meghan Markle.
Markle.
You know,
from the royal family.
Everybody pretty much knows what's going on with the royal family right now.
Right.
You think what I'm saying? Who's surprised? I'm not surprised, bro. I'm not surprised. But they was upset because you know, the great grandbaby might come up with a little bit of extra melanin on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they just said they got an issue with that. And, they just banning their grandson of royal blood. And that baby's of royal blood. No matter what they want to say, to admit it, they're of royal blood. Yeah. There's no way around that.
But this ain't the movies.
It's not the
when they ban you.
You're gone.
You're gone.
There's no way
ain't
back
no
in.
coming back when you get older. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would hope that they can mend it. You know what I'm saying? At some point where they mature. But you got to think, like, those are like old customs. Like old customs that.
Bro, they not trying to, bro.
They not trying to come
that,
off
bro.
of that. You know what I mean?
They not giving up the tens of islands of Commonwealth / colonies that they have.
Right. This isn't Bridgerton. You know what I'm saying? Where they got the Black Queen and everything. Like, so the question that stemmed from that we had got was, does race matter in relationships and or starting a family?
It doesn't. So my answer, right? Mm-hmm. It's my opinion. Everybody entitled to their opinion.
Right.
I'm gonna say it doesn't matter, but it plays a factor. It plays a role. It's a factor, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
So it isn't yes or no just because of their different race. Like me, I was in a serious relationship with a white girl before. Mm-hmm. She was half white Puerto Rican. We had a good relationship, and the reason why we broke up wasn't because she was a different race. It was because I was a piece of shit.
Right.
And I can say that. You know what I mean? I was dragging. I was fresh and I was dragging.
Big dragon, huh?
No, not big dragon. Yeah, it was. But that's not the reason we broke up.
Right.
But I would say when it does matter is the cultural differences and the psychological thought process that goes with race and race relationships. So if you're a white nationalist and you have a shorty that go to Howard or Morgan or Spelman, it's gonna clash. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just feel like when people from different races, they can intermix and intermingle and fall in love and be deeply in love, as long as you don't compromise your moral integrity when it comes to it. Mm-hmm. Because being in the military, we see a whole bunch of mixed relationships. Right. We meet people of all different backgrounds, different countries.
Most definitely.
And make lifelong friends and relationships with these people. But it's just an issue for me when you compromise your integrity for someone else's beliefs.
Yeah.
Just off of being married to them or thinking that you're in love with them. That's when it's an issue. When it's an issue when you stop being yourself for marrying somebody else based off their race. And that's where they come up with the sellout.
Right.
Don't sell out. But if you can love who you want to love, without compromising that moral integrity, you can do it. As long as you still stay committed and you stay grounded in who you are, always trust who you are.
Right.
What you got on that, bro?
I mean, I don't think that it should be like a factor. Like, I don't even think that it's our generation that have a problem with it. It's like the parents and the grandparents, if they still living, like,
right.
That's where the problem comes in once, you know what I'm saying? Like, when y'all in y'all own world, like if y'all an interracial couple or whatever, like when y'all in y'all own world, everything is good. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's just you and them, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, it's good. But then when it comes to introducing to the family, meeting the family and everything like that, now you are getting into those old customs, you know what I'm saying, those old things. And like you said, like you can't compromise yourself once that's introduced to you. And if you're with a woman, you know what I'm saying, of a different race, mainly, I mean, if we just being honest, it's mostly white women. You know what I'm saying? 9 times, like, don't get me wrong, any minority can feel some type of way about you dating a different minority.
Right.
But most of the time, if you're dating a white man, or, you know what I'm saying, a female dating a white man, or a man dating a white woman, those are most of the times where you're running into
the criticism.
Right. Of being in a relationship.
Oh, I heard it.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, let me tell you something, bro. Okay. Cause you know me, I be
story
on
time.
Okay, not even story time, but you know, I be on that. You know, good brother. You know, I'm not woke. I don't use the term woke. But I guess you could say conscious to a certain extent.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they was like, oh, like when I posted me and my white girlfriend. You know what I mean? We was on she took me on vacation for my birthday. You know what I mean? What ex-girlfriend? We're not together. Right. I keep saying that, yo. That's weird. Yeah. But nonetheless,
just keep moving. Just keep moving.
So I'm posting us, right? And they like, oh, you done switched up on the whole. I'm like, what are you talking about? I got criticism from my DMs were going crazy. Like, it was some people like, oh, I see y'all look good together, y'all cute. But it was a lot of people like, really, Mill? Really? And it was people our age, bro.
Yeah, because I think the thing is, like, if you're a conscious black man, or if you're a woke black man, or even a successful black man, you are not supposed to be with a white woman, regardless of anything. I think they'll feel better like if you was like with a Hispanic female or something like that.
But that's the thing, that she was half and half, but it's just her appearance.
Yeah, her appearance.
Because her father is darker than me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Puerto Rico has slaves too.
They don't know that.
Yeah, because it's just the appearance. It's just the appearance of what they see.
The first sight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's sad that this is even still a conversation in this point in time that we are in. You know what I'm saying? But it's the reality. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you have a woman, a white woman that is knowledgeable or shows acknowledgement to what black men go through, then I could possibly do it. I mean, me personally, I have tried it with white females. It does not work well for me because it always runs into that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Or why you upset, or whatever the case may be. And, you know, sometimes I just don't have the energy to explain. That's just me personally. Not that I have anything. I know a beautiful white woman when I see one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's beauty in all shades, complexions,
right.
colors.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's neither here or there. Now, do I pursue a white woman, like, off the rip? Like, if it's a white woman and a black woman that I both find attractive, definitely gonna try to talk to the black woman first. But that's just my preference, because that's just me not really knowing how to, honestly. You know, and that's just being honest. I don't know how to talk to a white woman.
Because the cultural differences.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to approach a white woman.
But when you were talking about acknowledging, so this is the only one I could use, and I hate it because she watched the show, but I don't care. So we watched Black Klansman with Denzel's son. A good film. You said you didn't like it though.
No, I did not. You be getting me confused with
I have a bad memory, bro.
Yeah, you are. You need to stop.
But she was open to learning more. Like, she's like certain people are open to it.
Right.
Open-minded, open to learning more about where the problems come from. I can respect that. Because a lot of them just don't know. Like, we watched it, and at the end of the movie, she was like, I did not know all this was going on. I didn't know that life was like this for people. She started crying, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
I can respect that. That's
respect.
Yeah, that's respect. Like, you want to empathize with me because I am your man. I can respect that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think that the thing that needs to be realized is if you're going to date outside of your race, you're taking everything that comes with it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you can't act like you're oblivious to what's going on in that culture, in the black culture. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and vice versa for them too,
and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Because
they get a lot of judgment on their side.
Yeah, a lot of criticism, a lot of, you know what I'm saying. So it has to be a level of understanding between the two, of empathy of what both are going through. You know what I'm saying? So I think once that common ground is made, then you can move forward and get somewhere. If you're not making that common ground, if you're not trying to understand each other, empathize with each other, then you're going to constantly run into the same problems, or you're just that relationship is going to end up failing. But I don't think it's the generational, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's our generation for the most part that is a problem with dating outside of our race. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more so of the judgment from their people
and what we've been taught.
Yeah, from what we've been taught. Because
from
we can't sit here and act like black people ain't gonna look at you crazy. Like our black family's not gonna look at us crazy if we bring, you know what I'm saying, a white woman home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
You know the old saying, if she can't use your comb, don't bring her home. You know what I'm saying?
Never heard that. That's some down south stuff.
That's some down south stuff. So, you know, you from Baltimore. But that's a saying for real. Like, if she can't use your comb, you don't bring her home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you bring a white woman into the house, like, you're going to hear the moment of silence. Like, it's going to be a silence. Like, she's here.
Right.
Like that's you.
But my biggest thing with the whole thing is, don't let that get in between your love. Like, you know when you're in love.
Right.
You know when you're in love.
You know.
If somebody is of a different race than you or of the norm, you know what I mean? And you love them, you feel like y'all got a connection that you want to spend the rest of your life with them, spend it with them.
Right.
Don't care about what your family got to say, because your family only there for special events and holidays, exactly. For real. You know? 24/7 outside of that, it's just you and that person, you and that individual.
That's facts. Like that, I definitely agree with that. Like, they not coming home with y'all. They not gonna be there all the time. Their judgment can mean what it means as long as y'all got that connection. Make it work, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the same thing with Meghan Markle and Harry. Like, he made the decision. That's who he wanted to be with. That's who he wanted to have his kids. You know what I'm saying? You got to applaud that man in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Because that's hard. Like, leaving that kind of status, like royal family status. You know what I'm saying?
One of the last ones left. One of the last monarchs in Europe left.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, that takes, you know what I'm saying, for easier terms, a lot of balls to be able to walk away from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because hey, I love this woman. This is who I want my family to be with. And we gonna keep it trucking.
Shout out. Much love to them, yo. Much love, because they getting a lot of harsh criticism and stuff like that. But he really gave up everything he was born into for love. Yeah. Who's willing to do that?
No.
With all that, you are of royal blood. You got a palace,
right?
A whole country and colonies of people that love you. Right. And you gave it up for love, not mattering what anybody else got to say, and that's real love. That's true love. Yeah. When you don't care about what nobody else got to say. I'm rocking with you to the end, to the death. Right. Can't wait to feel something like that. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, man. But we gonna move on to our segment, Growing Together. You know what I'm saying? So tell them what we're talking about.
We got a book, yo. You know, Nipsey Hussle put me on this. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey really put me onto a lot of books, yo.
R&B Nipsey Hussle. That's who book list we had followed when we started the book club in Korea.
Right.
So most definitely, man.
We talking about Way of the Superior Man. This book right here is amazing.
Yes. Bro, it's funny.
It's funny. It's funny. I just feel like this book was the constructive criticism I need. It's just like, he's talking about things in this book that you need to do for women that I've never done. Yeah. Ever. Or like,
but you know, this book is used a lot of times against man. Like, that's like the toxic book.
The shorty I was talking to
against men.
So the shorty I was talking to, she never came to the meetings, but she wanted to read along with me. And we go to lunch. We had the PX, you know, we chopping it up. We had lunch, and she was like, "You need to go to page 47 because you need to do that." I was like, "What? It's highlighted. It's right here." I'm like, "So you're just gonna weaponize the knowledge against me?" But if you are a woman out there and you're in a relationship, I strongly suggest you to get this book for a man that you're dealing with, or anybody that you're dating that you're dealing with, because it's just about sexual polarity of feminine and masculine energy. Right. You know, men can be born. We already went over that. Right. Men can be born with feminine energy, and women can be born with masculine energy, or they can have a balance. Right. You dig what I'm saying? So if you really take somebody serious, get them that book, because Nipsey Hussle got this book from Lauren London. Right. Before they started getting too heavy. Yeah. But it's what you got to say?
I mean, I enjoyed the book.
Okay.
But I have seen like posts and like tweets about like if he reading Way to the Superior Man, like he's toxic, like don't mess with him, like leave him alone.
And that's the book is meant for men with power to use their power in the right way. But a lot of men use Way of the Superior Man to manipulate. Don't use it to manipulate. You can use this book to progress as a man, to be a better man for your woman, for your family, or just in your life, to understand your purpose. You know what I mean? Lean beyond your edge, find your core. But people going to use, just like 48 Laws of Power. You can use 48 Laws of Power to exploit and finesse.
48 Laws of Power is dark, though. I'm not going to lie.
We got to get into that.
I don't even know. That book is dark.
But you got to do the reversals.
I'm not even gonna say what I feel like that book is stemmed off of. But tell them what we taking from the book today. The topics that we gonna talk on from this book today.
So the first one, right, is don't change your mind. Just is the key word. Just to please a woman. Don't change your mind. It's not saying don't change your mind for a woman, but don't change your mind just to please a woman. Because if she has an idea and you have an idea, and you just surrender your idea, first of all, you're going to look weak. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to offer your truth, especially if you have a different idea. Offer your idea, and then maybe y'all can meet in the middle somewhere. But when you don't speak your truth, you disserve the universe. You're not speaking your full potential, and you're not saying it. It's just not like you control her, so make sure you speak your piece. It's just speak your piece so y'all can have some type of agreement. Because go with your gut 9 times out of 10. Right. Don't surrender, because then she's going to like, oh, he weak, I can control him. I don't even want to.
But what's crazy though? I feel like this is really like a old time thing, like a back in the day thing. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, I feel like in the older generation, like they just listen to their women because they didn't feel like arguing. So I'm gonna just go along with it, and then they wonder why they arguing all the time.
That thing you sent me, yo.
Which one?
That thing you sent me about oh, my girl was mad at me. She's arguing. I'm just going to eat a pussy and shut up or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
That is bad. That's the wrong answer.
Goofball act.
That's the wrong answer.
That's
the wrong answer.
Yeah, no, he was like, I'm not gonna argue with my girl. She right, because I'm not finna go a week without no pussy or something. First of all, let me tell you something, fellas. Let me I gotta sit up on this one. Cask and all. Listen, if you do not control your sexual desire, and this book talks about it a lot as well, right? This is the thing, as a man, you have to understand how to control that lust. And honestly, it took me a long time to understand this. Honestly, one of my good friends, Anderson, you met Anderson. Shout out to Anderson, Hot Boys. You know what I'm saying? He really we had a real conversation, and you know what I'm saying? He started off going where he was celibate for 6 months, the first 6 months out of the year. He go completely celibate. Like he don't have sex to get back to himself. You know what I'm saying? Focus on what he wants to accomplish, focus on what he want to achieve. You know what I'm saying? So I tried it with him. And the energy that you bring
What happened when you tried it with him? Did you get those 6 months?
No. But see, so look,
that's real. You're honest.
And I talked to him, and I was like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I had sex. He was like, but did you want to? I was like, yeah. He was like, see, that's different. He was like, you have control now. He was like, you making the decision on whether you want to have sex or whether you don't. You know what I'm saying? You're not having sex because she throwing it in your face and she ain't got nothing else to offer. You know what I'm saying? It's what you wanted to do. So you made the decision. That's what you want to do. Right. But if she upset you and you told her, I don't want to have sex, would you still have sex? I was like, no. You know what I'm saying? He was like, that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, like, us as men, bro, we so weak. Like, we be so weak, like,
got the wrong head thinking for us.
You know what I'm saying? That little cat get thrown in front of you and you can't even think no more. You know what I'm saying? Now all executive decisions are thrown out the window. You know what I'm saying? You have to have control over your sexual desires. You have to be able to control, you know what I'm saying, whether you want to have sex or whether you don't want to have sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just really standing on your word. If you be like, I'm not having sex, don't have sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she trying to, you know what I'm saying, hop all on you and do this, that, and the third.
Seduction.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like pull off. Leave.
You gotta practice abstinence. And that goes along with fasting, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, when you give up something for a minute and, it's going to give you power the next time you eat it. Just like, I do a 36-hour fast from Sunday to Tuesday just to warm up for Ramadan. Ramadan's coming soon. Right. We got a month and 2 days to Ramadan start. Just to get me ready in the mind of fasting. So it's like how you said, you abstaining from sex for a minute. Now your mind is straight. Sometimes we let our lust turn into just more lust, and we just engaging in sex. You know what I mean? Instead of turn our lust into gifts. And they talk about that in here.
And I'm gonna be honest. I think females are a lot better with this. Females are a hell of a lot better with, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to change their mind just because a man, you know what I'm saying? Just because they horny or they want sex or just because a man comes up with an ideal or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Strong women follow men that they really feel like can lead. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that I don't think anything else, because I have really came in contact with some strong females, like, you know what I'm saying, some good women, and they are not following any type of man. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you really can lead them to what they were trying to be.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you are taking them on the journey with them, you know what I'm saying? Taking them on the journey with you to get to a point to where they can also be a successor. You know what I'm saying? They not messing with it.
So with that, right? Mm-hmm. You said taking them on your journey, right? Mm-hmm. Your purpose, right? Mm-hmm. So in the book, there's another thing we're gonna get. In the book, he says, don't let your relationship overvalue your purpose in life. So your purpose in life comes before your relationship.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
You have to, because if you're not chasing your purpose and you're not defining first of all, you have to find your purpose. Mm-hmm. Find your purpose, define it, refine it, work on it, and understand what it is.
Right.
Then go get it, go after it, because that's the man that she wants. That's the man she was attracted to.
Right.
When you fall back from your purpose and you fall back from everything, all that ambition, all that grind that you were in, right, and you give all that attention to her
to conform to making this relationship work, yeah, you end up losing the relationship in the long run. I feel like
she's not going to be
now unless you get back to your purpose in time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, if you do that, the biggest thing that you have to understand, if you get away from your purpose. Now, the easiest way to explain purpose, right? Purpose is the thing that you do the easiest with the less effort, like the least effort. Right. It just comes natural. You make it happen. People been speaking it on your life all your life. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the things that you do with no problem. You know what I mean? That's basically what your purpose is. Once you identify your purpose, and if you was to go to a relationship and make the relationship work over pursuing your purpose, you're gonna blame that woman for the rest of her damn life. The rest of y'all time together, honestly, it's a movie, right?
Acrimony?
No.
But that's close.
We're not going to get into that.
Acrimony?
No.
We're not getting into acrimony. Keep going.
So it's a Disney movie. I don't even know if it's a Disney movie now. 17 again, right? With Zac Efron.
Oh, with Zac, not with the Tamora.
Not Tia and Tamora.
That was a good movie, though.
That was a good movie, but not talking about that.
Okay.
The newer 17 again with Zac Efron. He was a high school basketball player, and he let basketball go. You know, his girl was pregnant, chased after her. You know what I'm saying? It shows he got older. He was blaming her for not being a basketball player. Constantly brought up, I could have been a professional basketball player. I could have did this. I could have did that.
But that was his decision that he made.
It was a decision that he made.
But he couldn't live with it.
And he couldn't live with
it.
Because he chose his relationship over his purpose. I think that where we mess up a lot, right? And I can speak on this because I have kids, right? I feel like a lot of time people with kids, man or women, we sometimes put ourselves to the side, right? In order to make our kids successful, and we forget about the own success that we once desired. You get what I'm saying? Instead of coming to, because this is I feel like is a big mistake. A lot of times as parents, we think that we can't be successful and still raise our kids the right way. And I think that stigma really needs to be taken away from. You get what I'm saying? You can be a great parent and still be a great example for your child of living in your purpose.
Pursuit of happiness.
You get what I'm saying?
Like Will Smith and his son.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a process though. Now, is the journey going to be harder? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But if you're willing to go through those things and willing to go through those hardships, in the long run, you're doing your child more of a justice by showing them to live in their purpose than to just conform to everything that comes around. And then, you know what I'm saying? Don't even punch your kids out as a problem, as a situation that
they get into that in here too.
You get what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Because all you're going to do is just constantly blame them for your lack of.
Yeah.
When really, you just wasn't really to do like another book that we read in 10X Rules, to put in that massive action
right in
order to achieve what you really wanted to do. So you told yourself, you put in your head, it's not realistic for me to accomplish these things anymore. It's not realistic for me to do this anymore because now I have my kids. I have to take care of. When really you should be doing it when your kids should be more of motivation to push you through.
But people don't think like that. Like people will blame their kids for everything. Like, oh, you know, I was going to school, or I was a hooper, or I was this, and then you came. But that's horrible. You know what I mean?
Why would you put that on your kid?
It's like okay. Quick story time.
Quick. It got to be quick.
Quick, very quick.
Okay.
It's gonna be quick. One time, like my girlfriend back when I was like probably like 16 or something like that. I thought she had got pregnant. You know what I mean? So whatever I was doing, I had to do it 2 times. It inspired me. You know what I mean? I just went out in the world 2 times as harder because I felt like it's not just me now. Now it's 3.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? So I wasn't gonna use that for an excuse because I want to give my child, whether it be a son or daughter, everything that I never had.
Right.
You know, and more. You know, but not spoil them, but do it the right way. But it's like you said, your child should be your inspiration, your motivation to go even harder, not stop and just be basic. Not
to really tap into that purpose. To really go hard. And in this generation, I will commend them, especially, you know, the women and the man. Like, really now they still going out getting those degrees. They still trying to get that big job that they want. You know what I'm saying? For their kids. Your kids, your relationship, you know what I'm saying, cannot be a reason for you to slow down or to do less of or to make excuses of. The thing is, man, one thing that, and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be done.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Love can be as great as you let it be. You get what I'm saying?
Say that one more time.
Love can be as great as you let it be.
I know I just said one more time, but one more time.
I'm not saying it again.
Love is great as you want it to be. Is that right? Yeah.
Love can be as great as you want it to be.
Okay.
Because the thing is, like, in any relationship, it doesn't matter if it's boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, you know, parent, child. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that, you know what I'm saying, you have control over every aspect of your life, regardless if it seems like you don't.
All right.
You get what I'm saying? And once you grasp that concept of having control over your life, everything else, every other relationship is going to work out. Because your kid's going to be there for you regardless. Now, if you're in the fact of trying to find somebody that you want to share these things with, share these accomplishments with, now, if they don't go along with, you know what I'm saying, your journey or what you feel like you need to fulfill as a human being, maybe that's not the person for you, and it's simple as that.
Leave them alone.
You get what I'm saying? Leave them alone.
Get out of there.
Yeah. If they can't understand, hey baby, I need to do this, you know what I'm saying, before we can move here. Before we can go on this trip, I need to accomplish this. I need to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a big thing, man. So, you know,
make sure you tap into this. Brothers, get into this. All my good brothers, get into it. It's pretty, man.
Not just the brothers, man. The females too, man.
Ladies
too.
Ladies too. Get into it. You know, we read it together. I feel like reading it together made us stronger. If you don't like reading books and you got like a short attention span like I do, get the audio book on YouTube. It's 5 hours. You got time to read it.
Right.
Let's go on to yes or no, yo.
Yes or no.
So you ready?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay.
You know what? We're going to do it different. I'm going to ask you a question.
No.
All right? And then you can ask me your question.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. All right. Get it? Yes. No. Y'all see what we did there? All right. Anyway, look.
No, bro.
So the yes or no, right?
Right.
Does money change what a woman is willing to accept? Basically, her standards.
I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth.
It's like, no, you got to go deeper than that, bro. Like, what is money? What willing to accept and change as far as what?
Okay, so women that say, I'm not dating no man with no kids. If he has money, does this change?
Yes. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it changed. Because a lot, bro. Woo! That's a good question. It changes everything. Money. So a lot of women that have certain standards of living and certain ideals, you know, not even a lot. It's really just a small percentage because certain women, you know, and this is the minority of women. They see dollar signs and get bug-eyed. You know what I mean? But I feel like certain things, like if you got a kid but you got a lot of bread, you know, it's not really going to be a factor because they're not. Sometimes women fight for like the attention, or even me. Like I don't know. Like I've dated women with children. Mm. Past 2 or 3.
Okay, you ain't got to. Don't go into that.
Too deep. But the thing is, this is like, it's not even attention. It's just like sometimes certain women is like, oh, he gonna be spending all his bread on so and so and this and that. But when you got bread, it's different. Yeah. I feel like when you got bread, everything changes.
Everything does.
Because when I didn't have no bread and I was in high school, I had one shorty. Then, you know, people picking up. Yeah. It's just like, dang, it's like, oh, what's up, Mill? Hey, man. It was one shorty I shot my shot at 2 months ago. You ain't want to holler at me. Now you trying to get my number. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's going on? It's just the money does change things.
It does change it. I don't think it always changes for the worse. I think sometimes it just eliminate most of the problems that broke motherfucker would have. Right. You know what I'm saying? Compared to you got money now. Most of the problems that I was going to have, the reason why this was a problem, you got money. So those problems are not going to interfere. I don't think it's mainly on the terms of, oh, he got money so he could take care of me. But it's like, oh, a lot of those problems are eliminated because now he got money.
But you know what, sense? Though? You know, a lot of... Yeah, I seen this, you know, a lot of dudes think because, oh, the shorty want me because I got money, she a gold digger. One shorty was like, you ain't got no gold to dig. You don't even got it like that, yo. And you trying to make it seem like you really, I got it. You know what I mean? It's not even like that. Like a lot of men accuse women of being gold diggers. Yeah. But low key, women.
The men look for those. A lot of times men look for those gold diggers.
Yes.
Like if you wasn't wanting to attract those type of women, why you flaunting your money, flaunting what you got, da. Now don't get me wrong, you know, I like to, you know, flex a little bit, you know, motherfucker ain't never came from nothing, you know what I'm saying? Then sometimes, you know, you like to show out. That's cool. But if this is like a regular thing, like, you know what I'm saying, you just flexing, like just to be doing it, and you ain't really got it like that. Like you just hit your stimulus and now you trying to act like
just like the show you was stuck in Atlanta.
Yeah, like
yeah. Yo, it's that people in Atlanta with $400. Yeah, kind of way design. You gotta just keeping up with the Joneses is bad.
Yeah, man, be humble.
The Joneses not even happy. Yo.
Yeah, humble yourself, man. What's your question, man? What's your yes or no? You said you had one for me.
I got one for you.
Okay.
I didn't have one for you, but I've been thinking about it. All right, okay. So you know, all right, this is my yes or no, right?
Okay.
Do you personally feel like you get over a relationship easily? Yes or no?
Ooh, that's a
yes or no. No, yes or no. Yes or no.
No, I don't.
Me either, bro.
I don't.
Me either. I think that's one of my biggest.
That's one of my biggest problems. Yeah. Especially when I feel like I have grown a little bit. I want to so bad to show like a past person how much I have grown, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, ooh, look at me now. I am not the same I was before, but in a lot of ways I am. So it's very good that you did not come back this way.
Right.
But I don't know, man. I mean, it's for numerous reasons though. I don't think it's just because of wanting to show growth. It's, you know, that thing, man. That
what thing?
You know what Lauren Hill was talking about, man.
Bro, with me, I'm gonna say, like I said, I agree with you. No, like, yeah, you can't. People be like, "Oh yeah, fuck Jordy, I'm good, I'm dragging," but they be lying.
Some are easier to get over than others.
Some you don't even remember their name.
It's the good.
Some
ones.
You never even knew their names. Yes,
it's the good ones that's hard to get over. The ones that you knew was good.
That it's all your fault.
Yeah,
bro, I'm not gonna lie. I think this is some real like taking accountability thing. I feel like 90% of the relationships I've been in are over for me. If not 90, 95.
The ones I can remember probably my fault. At some point it became my part.
But it's just like how do you move? Like I moved on from certain things, but it's just like certain ones. Just like when you knew how amazing they were and how good they were to you.
That's why you don't move on. You know why you don't move on most of the time? Well, okay, I can only speak for myself. The reason why I don't move on most of the time is because I know where I messed up and I'm trying to show that I won't mess up in that way no more.
I think,
even though I did it numerous times.
I think it's harder now though, bro. Cause like if I don't move on, I still gotta see on the gram. Looking all good and shit. You know what I mean?
You still gonna look
like damn, shorty. Like, damn. And this the thing is,
you are abused. That's self-abuse.
No, like it just like every time you break up with a shorty or you leave a shorty alone, they come out of nowhere.
Of course.
Fine.
Of course.
Fine. Top model.
Of course. Is it not the same way if a female mess up with you?
Females haven't messed up with me, bro.
Really?
100% of the relationships I've over are my fault.
Now I can say it's been mutual. Like the mess up have been mutual. It's just damaged goods. Like the whole thing is just damaged.
You know the last one when we were reading that is the one. That's why I can say 95%. But I was it's still dragging.
Still dragging. Big dragon.
Big. But it's just like I don't know. I don't be dragging like that no more though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just in a different space now. I don't think I'm relationship ready right now.
No.
I'm definitely more focused on myself, and I don't think I can give. I can give energy, but I can't give big energy.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I mean, right now, relationship, you know, it's just what it is, man.
But like you said before, like you have to announce that to somebody.
You have, yeah. Now I am mature enough to let it be known where I'm at. If you can accept that, then, you know, this is what it is.
So, but we leave people on though, bro. We do.
I did.
I'm just saying, just like it's just natural. Like so, like if you like the finer things, you know, certain people like the finer things. Like, all right, we like.
One thing I learned about myself, bro, I am very manipulative. Know how to be very well. Very good at it. Yes. So it's not many females that can run game on me.
No, I'm not gonna let it slide.
Yeah.
So
you know what I'm saying.
So what you're saying is.
But I have a bad habit of get back. Like once I find out you try to run game on me.
Wait. So what you're saying is you. No. So you're saying you manipulate after or just in general?
Once I feel like I'm getting played.
It's not in general.
No, not in general. After I feel played. Now it's time to show you who you talking to.
Bro, I think in our nature, like a whole bunch of women be telling me like, "Oh, you're low key manipulative."
Yeah,
like,
I heard it a lot, and I didn't believe it. I always used to deny it, and then like at some point, like it was like, yeah, at some point I was like, it's time to move on. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to do better. Now I don't know. I haven't been in a relationship in a while. Well, nothing serious. To be honest. I mean, serious but not serious. I mean, I don't know. It's like I'm single, but I'm not available. If that makes sense. All right, man. We finna wrap it up, man.
Yeah, shout out to Nikki Giovanni. Shout out to Nikki Giovanni. Dig what I'm saying? Tapping the way of the superior man. If you're not a reader and you like audio books that drive in the morning, get it on YouTube. It's free. Big free. They got the audio book on Books, Audible, all that good stuff.
Yes, indeed. Follow us on Instagram on Ego Aside Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Ego Aside Podcast.
Yeah, if you made this far, you gotta like the video.
Yeah, you gotta like the video. Shout out to Fayetteville Podcast. Toy, you got anything you want to say? Toy is our engineer.
Shout out to Toy. Toy, you gotta say something. Say something.
Say something to the people,
Just say how what's going on.
Just say something.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to Ego Aside Podcast. It's your favorite podcast. It's
Hey, she get the drag.
That's all love, man. But yeah, man, we gonna get up out of here, man. We appreciate you guys for watching. We will be coming to audio soon.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. We'll be posting that. If you need any updates, anything like that, just follow us on IG.
Ego Aside, MBG Mill, Trell Wigs.
Trell _Wigs. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed.